Philly Sports Unfiltered. Guys, we are talking Sixers free agency, and we're asking just one question today. Are the Sixers a better team today after free agency thus far? We're looking at everything. We're looking at PJ Tucker. We're looking at Danuel House. We're looking at the possible Eric Gordon trade. We are looking at everything, including the Sixers cap numbers. It's going to be an interesting video, so please stick around and let's jump straight into it. So the first domino to fall in the Sixers free agency, after we already know draft night, we got Anthony Melton, which was a fantastic deal. Absolutely love that. Sixers went ahead and they struck a 3-year deal with PJ Tucker. It is a 3-year, $33.2 million deal. My one major concern about this year is PJ Tucker's age. He's 37 years old. $33 million over 3 years is a lot to give somebody that's that old, but we are getting a lot of good things with PJ Tucker. Okay, so let's just we all know who PJ Tucker is. We know he is an absolute dog. He is a tenacious defender. He's someone that can guard 1 through 5. He's also a corner 3 specialist, and he is a very underrated passer. So overall, while he can still be himself, while he can still be the PJ Tucker that we all know, that we all respect, he can be a great addition. Now, is that going to last for a year? Is it going to last 2 years? We don't know. We don't know how long his body is going to hold up. But last year in the playoffs, he was great. He was really, really good. He is still that dog. He's the tenacious defender. And still on offense, he is a really underrated passer, and he can stroke that corner 3. So overall, I think it is a good addition. I think PJ Tucker improves our team. I just don't know if his body can hold out for 3 years, but overall, positive addition. Now, let's look at the other addition in free agency so far, and that is Danuel House Jr. And the Sixers agreed to a 2-year, $8.5 million deal. Now, Danuel House has moved all around the NBA. This has been a man on the move. He's had to keep his briefcase packed, let's say. But what is he known for? He is known as being somebody who is very high energy, somebody who is a tenacious defender, and someone who is a bit of a 3-and-D guy. But I want to dig into the type of player that Danuel House is a little bit more, because I think in comparison to PJ Tucker, I think he's a lot less of a known quantity. So as I said, firstly, he is a tenacious defender. He is somebody that is very high energy. He's going to get deflections. He's going to have his hands up. He's going to be digging into the offensive players. And on top of that, he has very good athleticism, pretty good size. He's 6'6", 220. But the other thing I think a lot of people do not know about Danuel House is this guy is actually a really good passer. He is a really good passer, and he's a good facilitator on the ball. He's somebody that can help the ball moving on offense and can help to sort of speed up the pace of the offense of the Sixers. And I think actually both PJ Tucker and Danuel House have this property. My major issue with Danuel House, can he hit a 3? He's a career 37% free throw shooter, 75% free throw shooter, 37% three-point shooter. But only 40% from the field. My problem with Danuel House is he's not like a super legit three-point shooter. He's somebody that is consistent. His numbers go up and down depending on the year, depending on the location where he's at. And he's just not an elite shooter, let's say. But in terms of the overall package, only being on $4 million a year, when I look at the type of defender he is, when I look at how he can facilitate offensively, he is an upgrade. He is an upgrade on the bench, and I think it is also a good deal. He's obviously way significantly younger than PJ Tucker, about 10 years younger, so that is also good. Another interesting signing, Sixers signed another G League MVP. We already have Paul Reed, who was MVP G League of the G League. Now we have the Sixers' latest G League MVP, and that is Trevelin Queen. And if we look at his stats, he had some pretty attractive stats: 25.3 points, 6.7 rebounds, 5.2 assists, and 3.2 steals average the game. So obviously He mixes it up on defense. He can score a lot of points. He can facilitate a little bit. He is not the best shooter in the world. I think he needs to work a lot on his three-point shooting and just overall scoring efficiency. But as somebody who's, okay, set him on the team, set it and forget it. Let's see what happens in a year or two. Let's see how it develops. Not bad. Not a bad deal. Like it. Now, let's get into Eric Gordon, because the reports are that the Sixers are also trying to trade for Eric Gordon. And I will tell you where it stands now. Sixers are heavily interested. Houston has an asking price. The asking price is very high. Sixers are unwilling to meet that asking price. There's some thoughts that maybe this deal is not going to get done before the start of the season, but maybe this can be more of a middle season type of deal. Now, Eric Gordon, I think he's on the downside of his career. I think he's serviceable on defense, not a great defender, quite a legit three-point shooter. 41.2% last year, pretty good with the free throws, 77%. Overall, 47.5%. So Eric Gordon is somebody who can be a secondary ball handler. He can come in, he can be a high volume three-point shooter, and he's somebody that could come in and give you serviceable defense. It would be an okay signing. I would be okay with it. It wouldn't blow me away. He makes too much money. He's too old. He's on the downside of his career. I would hope that we could get somebody a little bit better, just my personal opinion. Now, I want to get into where we are with the cap situation, because this is going to dictate what we can do in the rest of free agency. So James Harden, we don't know what he is going to sign on yet, but it is going to be less. It's likely going to be in the range of around $33 million a year for approximately 3 years. That's what I think we're looking at right now. But if we look at all of the salaries on here, there's something that jumps off the page at you, and that is Tobias Harris and his $37 million. We're also potentially moving on from Matisse Thybulle, which is another $4 million. We put these together. So if we move Tobias and we move Matisse, we are going to have over $40 million of cap space. That can add a lot of legit talent to this roster. Either obviously one, really high profile players, or two or three really good, solid role-playing type players, because at the moment we do not have much cap room. We only have $3 million of cap right now. So I think for us to do anything really significant, it's going to come in the way of trades. And I, for one, I'm really hopeful that we can move on from Tobias Harris. His albatross of a contract, it's been haunting us for years. I think this offseason, it's our chance. Tobias played well enough last year. He only has 2 years left on his deal, and maybe sweeten the pot with Matisse Thybulle. I would like to move that money and clear some cap space to bring some additional talent. Now, I want to ask you guys basically two questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much have the Sixers improved? And what moves do you want to see made? Okay, so if I'm looking overall as a roster on a scale of 1 to 10, how much have the Sixers improved? I'm going to go about a 6. I love the DeAnthony Melton deal. I think he's the young dog, tenacious defender, knockdown three-point shooter, can take it to the cup type of player that we really, really wanted. PJ Tucker, definitely like him for next year. Not so sure about the next two. Danuel House as a bench player. I like his facilitation. I like his length. I like his athleticism. I like his ability to just do a lot of the dirty work. But overall, that big move to bring in another super legit scoring option, somebody that can be really dynamic next to Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. We haven't made that move yet. I want to see Tobias Harris moved. I want to see Matisse Thybulle moved. And I want some more legit talent brought into this team. Until then, I'm giving it a 6. If James Harden can somehow reclaim some of the shades of what he was in the past, maybe that number goes up. But for right now, I just don't think we have enough offensive talent. I think defensively and in terms of toughness, we've gotten a lot better. We added a lot of defense to this team. We've added a lot of athleticism. We added a lot of toughness. We've added some offensive facilitation, but I still don't think we have enough offense. That's my read. What do you guys say? Let me know in the comment section below. That's all I got for this video, guys. Go Sixers, and I will catch you in the next video when we got some more news. All right, peace.